Welcome to the $100 MBA Show, the business podcast that gets the best out of you and your business with our daily 10-minute business lessons for the real world. I'm your host, your coach, your teacher, Omar Zenhom. I'm also the co-founder of the $100 MBA, a complete business training and community online over at 100mba.net. In today's lesson, you will learn, is allowing your customers to self-cancel a good idea? This is a debate that a lot of businesses have when they are online, or even offline, like a gym, or any kind of reoccurring membership. Should you allow customers to actually go into their own account and click a button and cancel themselves? Or should you have them reach out to customer service and request a cancellation? Now, you might be asking, what's the difference? Well, with the latter, a lot of business owners feel like they can talk to the customer and convince them to hang on. Maybe find out what's bothering them and see if they can compensate them in some way to keep them as a customer. But does that work? Is it worth the investment, the time, the money that it takes to do that? Or should you just make it easy and allow people to cancel whenever they want by themselves? We get into it in today's episode, so let's get down to business. Today's episode of the $100 MBA Show is sponsored by SumoMe. Build your email list and grow your website traffic faster than ever with the tool that powers almost 500,000 websites across the world. Yes, it installs on any website. It looks fabulous. It takes minutes to set up. And get this, you can get it for free forever. Just go to 100mba.net/SumoMe. Again, that's 100mba.net/SumoMe. So should you allow customers to self-cancel, or should they have to contact customer service so there's a dialogue so we can maybe hang on to that customer? This is a question or a situation a lot of people are struggling with. In fact, in our own business, Webinar Ninja, we had to make a shift into one of the options we're talking about today. Now, I want to say that there's no clear-cut answer, like this always works and this one doesn't work. You have to see what works best for your business. You may have to experiment sometime. But there are some general parameters I can actually tell you from my own experience, depending on your product, or I can actually explain if your product's like this, then you're more likely to be successful with this. So let me get into it. First of all, there's advantages and disadvantages to both options. And I'll share with you why we made a shift with Webinar Ninja. First of all, with a self-cancellation option, it's just better for the customer. The customer just finds it easier to cancel themselves. They don't have to talk to anybody. There's no, any kind of confrontation or embarrassment. This is especially true when you're dealing with customers that actually know you or are a fan of your work. They don't want to let you down. And if they can self-cancel, they kind of can do that without you maybe not knowing or maybe not having that kind of face-to-face confrontation. And if they can self-cancel, they can kind of do it without kind of being in the spotlight, being asked questions through customer service. So overall, it's just something the customer prefers. The other advantage is that it costs a whole lot less in terms of customer service hours to process cancellations and all that stuff when it's automated in your system. You're going to invest once in the development of that in your system, but anytime someone wants to cancel, they do it themselves. If you're going to go with the latter route where customer service has to go through that cancellation process, it's a back and forth conversation, that's time away from customer service reps dealing with other people, which means you may need more customer service reps to handle your customers. Now, there are advantages to having customers go through customer service to cancel. There is an opportunity for the customer service rep, if they are sales-oriented, and I say if because a lot of people are not, they can convince people to hang on. They can negotiate. They can give them a free month. They can give them something just to kind of hang on to the platform or whatever you're selling or whatever your membership is. They can find out from them what's bothering them. And maybe what's bothering them is not a problem with the system. Maybe they're just not using it right. Maybe they're just misinformed, and they can avoid a cancellation altogether. Now, generally, if your business is charging a high price tag on a regular basis, then cancellation via customer service rep is probably the way to go. You don't want your customers to stop paying you a lot of money without some sort of discussion. I mean, if you're charging $2,000 a month to be part of a mastermind group, let's say, for example, that's a lot of money per customer. That's not $50 or $100. And maybe getting customer service, a sales-oriented customer service rep, handle that cancellation and try to get them to stay on is good money spent, given the fact that you may not have thousands of customers. You may have hundreds of customers, or maybe 100 customers. I mean, if you're charging $2,000 a month, it's going to be worth it for you to get people to talk to people one-on-one. But for most SaaS products, they're low priced, and that's why SaaS products are approachable. That's why SaaS is successful. People don't want to buy and invest a lot of money into some sort of platform membership, so they go month to month. So how do you make a decision? Well, with Webinar Ninja, we started out with having our customer service reps handle cancellation. We did this for a few reasons. One, we wanted to find out, we want to have a discussion with our members as we're getting started. Why are they leaving? We want to learn and get feedback so we can improve the platform. So at the start, our first couple of years, that's what we did. We had a spreadsheet of all the reasons why anybody would cancel. And we had them complete an exit survey. And yes, they processed the refund after they insisted. Now, yes, I have been able to keep customers on by talking them through and maybe finding out what's going on and maybe helping them out. But if I'm going to be completely honest with you, it's probably less than 5%. So say, for example, you had 20 cancellations in the last quarter, 5% is one customer out of those 20. And the 19 other customers canceled, and that took time from customer service to handle that cancellation, go into their account, cancel it, stop their billing, go back and forth on email to let them know that happened. So there's a lot of time involved, but we did get a lot of feedback. So recently we made the shift to go with self-cancellation. So members of Webinar Ninja can cancel their account by themselves inside of Webinar Ninja by just clicking a few buttons. And the reason why we made that shift is because, one, the man hours of customer service, we wanted them to really focus on making sure people do well at webinars. But secondly, we're able to get the information without having them call customer service. What we did is that we created a embedded exit survey process. Basically, we had our developers use our exit survey and make it a part of the cancellation process. So when they hit cancel, they have to complete the survey in order to have the cancellation go through. This way we get the feedback we need and we make it easy on customers. We also wanted to have the cancellation be a pleasant situation, a pleasant experience for customers. And that's why we had customer service reps handling it. We want to make sure that they felt good even when they were leaving. Sometimes people just leave because they are not doing webinars anymore, or they've, changed their business or whatever it is. But the point here is that we were able to do that with our self-cancellation process now. Because after they cancel, say, hey, we're sorry to see you go, but as a special kind of bonus or gift or show that, hey, we want to be able to serve you any way possible, your account is still active until the end of your billing cycle. So say, for example, they got charged 5 days ago and they canceled, they have 25 days to still use the platform. They paid for it. A lot of services don't do that. When you cancel, it's over. For us, we said no. We want to make sure that they get the most out of Webinar Ninja. So we still have them leave us with a smile. So to wrap up today's lesson, generally speaking, what you want to do is take a look at your product. Take a look at your annual or monthly charges. How much do you charge your customers? When somebody cancels, how much is that going to cost you? Is it worth you handling them personally or through a customer service rep to avoid as many cancellations as possible, to learn as much as possible through that process, and then make the shift over to self-cancellation later? Or maybe self-cancellation is something that you just want to do now to make things easy. Personally, I think self-cancellation is a great option, especially if you have a month-to-month service. There's no refunds really because they're just paying month-to-month. So self-cancellation just kind of makes sense for you and the customer. Guys, I got more on today's topic, but before that, let me give love to today's sponsor, Braintree. You remember the first dollar you made. Now you want to make your billionth. Have you found the right payments partner to grow with you? Braintree lets you accept every way to pay, from credit cards to PayPal to Apple Pay to even Bitcoin, and everything in between. And all it takes is one integration. And it doesn't matter what currency your customers use, because Braintree lets you accept over 130 currencies. To learn more about how your company can grow with Braintree, visit braintreepayments.com/MBA. Again, that's braintreepayments.com/MBA. To wrap up today's lesson, guys, as I shared with you my story with our change in Webinar Ninja, we kind of learned on the job. We learned on experience. We learned what works best. When we made the shift, we tried to figure out, how can we get best of both worlds? How can we get the feedback while making it easy on customers to cancel? We also had to evaluate how much is this actually costing in terms of time and manpower hours by having it being done by a customer service rep rather than by the customer themselves. So take a look at your business. See how much you're actually charging. See how much time you're taking to do these refunds, and see if you can get the feedback you're looking for without having to do it manually. All right, guys, I hope that helps. I hope you loved it. Let us know in an iTunes rating and review what you think of the show. It takes 2 minutes, and everybody who leaves us an iTunes rating and review enters our weekly random draw to win a free lifetime membership to the $100 MBA Training and Community. All you got to do is leave us an iTunes rating and review. Just go to 100mba.net/show to check out how to do that. Or if you're on your iPhone, you can just click on the cover art and you'll see a link that says give us a review. It's a piece of cake. All right, guys, before I go, I want to leave you with this. Moving to self-cancellation to us was a process, but eventually became a no-brainer. And these are decisions that are easy in your business when they're no-brainers, when you're like, you know what, this is going to save a lot of time, it's going to save a lot of money. And at the end of the day, it's what is best for the customer. And I love decisions like that, but those decisions don't come easily. They come through experience. They come through trial and error. And it also comes by just being honest with yourself and your business. Sometimes we don't want to make changes because we're afraid that, hey, maybe this change is not for the good. But remember, guys, nothing is permanent. Give it a try. See how it goes. And often, you don't regret the decisions you make. So don't worry about it and keep moving forward. All right, guys, I'll check you in tomorrow's episode. I'll see you then. Take care.